Hey guys, it's Ty. I promised you I'd get a video out to you, and here it is. I've had about 98% of the video done. Just waiting on an introduction, so here it is, the grand introduction. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, subscribe, guys. You won't regret it. Way to blow the intro, Ty. It's okay. I'll still be here. Yes. So I've done a lot of steering boxes on these rear engine riders. This is about the fourth one I think I've done on these. So I figured, you know what? I better make a video. So what happens is you get them, start turning the wheels, and the gearbox gets stripped. So that little gearbox is right down here. Oh, God. There we go, that's better. That's the winter chicken dinner. So when you get a new replacement, it has better guides, bushings, and they work great. We're going to walk you through it. So first things first, somehow I skipped past this in the original recording stage. So you got these little tie rod end clips. Those are going to have to come off before you get your gearbox off. So there's one on each side, and depending on what they've been replaced with, you'll see them. It's just the ones going to the gearbox. You can leave your little connecting rod from the front one on there. In order for you to get down to those bolts, you're going to have to take off your steering wheel, this cover here, and your lower cover here, or housing, however you want to call it. So take your little screwdriver. I've already got all this disassembled. I'm going to walk you through it. So screwdriver, get in here, pop this cover out. Boom. You're going to have a bolt down in here. That comes off, and your steering wheel will come off. I said your steering wheel will come off. There we go. Thank you. Not listening again, are you? Then this guy, to get it off, you're going to have a little Phillips screw. That goes through right here. You're going to take it out. It's just in one of those little U-nuts. So you just thread it out of the U-nut, this cover, take it off. Now this piece here, it's not held in by much other than this little bitty body panel clip. You know, these wonderful guys. So just pry that out of there, and this is going to come out of there, which goes into right up there. And then this will come out of here. So now you got that. Put your hardware in a safe place with everything else. Perfect. Rest. So now you've got access to all this in here. It's a good time to clean up. So I've already got our little tie rod links out of the way. Your steering nut on your actual shaft is a 1/2 inch, and then these little guys up here are 7/16. We'll go ahead and do the steering shaft first. That's one way to do it. So that's out. Swap over to the mountain blocks. You put your finger on the back side of that one. She don't push through. Nut in hand. All right, I got the other nut in hand. This will pop right off here. All right, so here's your old rack. And see, these things wear out. You can see the teeth on here. They get all mushroomed and just wore out. So they're kind of a poor system. There's really no other good shim other than the plastic that they come with. And when they get wore out, the gap gets really bad and they start wearing out. So go ahead and take this and we will dispose of it properly. All right, that's properly disposed of. We're going to go ahead and swap out what they gave us. All right, so the kit here comes with the new bushing and a gear. So we can take this guy, dispose of it. Perfect. Take this one, dispose of it. Magic happening. This little hex shaft fits into the slot on the frame. It's a good idea to put a little grease in this too. Okay, we got our finger grease in here. Perfect. Yeah. All right, that's going to go back up in here. Okay, then our gear is going to go on. Okay, so for this time, I'm going to say reuse the factory hardware here because the replacements they give you are just some cheap Chinese grade bolts. We're going to stick with these anodized looking grade 8s here. They're probably a grade 5 actually. Let me see. Yeah, they're a grade 5. And if you can't tell the difference between your grade 8s and your grade 5, a standard bolt is going to be rated as a 2, which you would consider. So everything you read from there on is a 5. So you see how this has 3 lines here? There's a 1, 2, and 3. Tells you this is a grade 5 bolt. This one here is just a standard 2 grade, which is junk. If you go up a grade, your next going to be at a grade 8 bolt, and I'll show you what that looks like. I don't have a carriage bolt, but the markings are going to be the same on the heads. So here we go. Here is you see the 6 lines. This is a grade 8 bolt. So you've got a grade 8 here in the blue, grade 5 in the gold, and your standard grade, which is just the 2. So I'm not going to downgrade to that. I'm going to keep what they've got in there, and that'll be fine. Now this is true for standard. When you get to metric, they've got a different hardening measurement system on the cap there. You'll see them at like a 10 point something other. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, so metric uses a little bit different system. Metric's got them rated in like 8.8s and different numbers for hardness. But in this instance here, we know we're going to keep the grade 5 hardware. Back in. Okay. Here's the grease they supply with this kit here. You can see where this slides on the plastic. That's where we're going to put this grease. So what I'm going to do is take this guy out of here and just flood that. You can use your own grease. If you don't like this lithium, for what this is, we're going to be fine here on the plastic. So I'm just going to shove it in right there on one end and run this guy through here because, you know, why not? There we go. Yep. Like a good mess. Yeah, there are easier ways to spread grease besides the messiest method, which I just chose here for myself because, you know, you only live once. Sure, there we go. Looks like I played with a can of whiteout. All right, now I need to clean my hands. Now my hands look like every painter I've ever come across. Okay, don't get too hung up on worrying about your centering right now because we can deal with that at the steering wheel later. So for now, we're gonna get this. My fingers back here. Okay, I went a little too tight on that one. You don't need it crazy tight, just as long as it holds it in place. It is a poly lock. It's not going to back off. To make sure she's still going to move okay. Before you discard this, like I did a minute ago, you're going to need to keep your tie rod links out of there. Might be a little important. There we go. Okay, wrong side. The reason I realized there's two sides, see how we got different, a little bit different of an angle looking down at these. So the way this angle of the gearbox is, we're going to need it to match. So that's why I had to look at that and think what I did wrong. No, stupid. There we go. Yep, I got that too tight. I got these back in. Came with new hardware, little pins to put in here to keep these back on here. You can see I've got no restriction. We're good now. You can tell the other rack there had no plastic guide built into it, so it was either worn out or never came with it. I don't know. Most of the ones I've seen come in here don't have anything, no bushing material left in them, and that's why they end up stripping, because it drops and then the teeth get further apart and then they start slipping. Ain't good. But that's all done. I've got a bunch of messy grease on there, it's still over my hands. That part is done. So steering rack is all right. You can go ahead and button everything back up if you want to. Like I said, just make sure you got good movement, make sure there's nothing bound up while you're still good to go. And that's it, man. And then for zeroing your steering wheel, since our rack down there is all good to go, what I like to do is just take a peek at your wheels and get them kind of exactly where you want them, where you know center is. And just monitor how much play you've got in the steering wheel. So we've got a few good degrees here of rotation so you can find your sweet spot. Come on, babe. And there's splines in here. Get them lined up. So we'll see how this looks. Our wheels are straight. Our slop, we've got, we'll call this zero. We've got negative, zero, and positive. So we've got just as much positive as we do negative. So I would call that a good zero on our steering. Pop our bolt back in and our cap, and we'll be good to go. That's just a 1/2 inch. And because I'm slightly OCD, we got the copyright R right there. Beautiful. New steering rack, nice and tight, ready to rock. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. God bless. Have a great day.